before they take on the Twinkies. The receiver doc was released yesterday, and we've been watching Hard Knocks with the New York Giants, the front office, and behind the scenes with the scouts and the GM, and it's next level. I really, really, really like it. The way they go about free agency, how they're pulling up player profiles, what they do well, what they don't do well, do they fit, how do they get a quarterback to protect Daniel Jones, they got to protect themselves, all that stuff. But the receiver doc came out yesterday, and I watched the first episode, and it was mostly Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Some great personalities. I did start episode 2, and it was a little Devontae Adams and a little Justin Jefferson. And obviously, Randy Moss at the top of the top, telling Peyton Manning to step over. But if there's a documentary you want to watch on any Bay Area team in the history of Bay Area sports, what team would you want to see a doc on? Where would you want to go behind the scenes? Would it be the 49ers of 2019? Would it be last year's 49ers? Would it be Harbaugh's 49ers in 2014, 2011? Would it be the Joe Montana-led 49ers, whether it's 81 or 84, 88, 89, Steve Young? You got the Oakland A's in the 70s. You got the Bass Brothers, 89, Ricky Henderson and company, Tony La Russa. You got some great Giants teams. 888-957-9570 is the phone number. What doc would you like to see if you had a chance to see a documentary on any Bay Area sports team in the history of Bay Area sports?
So I want to kind of go by categories here, right? I do want to actually talk about the receiver doc. I want to give people time to watch it, right?
Yeah,
I don't want to just
that's why I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I don't want to break it down.
Yeah, I'm
it's
not breaking it down.
Spectacular. It makes you honestly yearn for football, period. The Hard Knocks, there's some things I want to get into because I think it's an interesting dynamic watching the GM of the Giants go about doing his business and then thinking about what it would look like if it were John Lynch and the song and dance you go through when it comes to money and salaries and dealing with agents and players and how you construct your team. Let me start back. What I think would be one of the more, as a Giants fan, and these are my Giants ones, I think it's really easy to say, oh, the 2010 Giants.
I said you could only pick one, not cheat.
No.
No.
No, I've narrowed it down. and I'll just let me pitch these. Let me pitch these, and you tell me what you think. If I gave you 1992 through 1993, the San Francisco Giants, 1 foot out the door, St. Petersburg, the end of the Roger Craig era, trading away Kevin Mitchell, going into securing new ownership, saying they want to stay here, signing Barry Bonds as a free agent, and ushering in Dusty Baker, winning 103 games and not making the playoffs. If I gave you that 18-month span, I think that would be a fascinating doc. You cannot talk about the current San Francisco Giants without going back to 92 through 93. I find that to be unbelievably fascinating.
So is that your choice for the Giants?
Or 2002. You start with the fight between Kent and Bonds in the dugout.
Jack Murphy Stadium.
And then you go all the way to the end, and obviously Dusty Baker handing the ball
to Russ Ortiz. Game ball.
Another one that I thought was interesting.
Rally Monkey.
2007 Giants. The first time in
you got to pick one Giants team.
Stop.
This is the definition of taking all the opinions so you can have one that's right. No.
The Devontae Bible.
Nope.
2007, the Freak shows up. It's his first ever camp. And Barry Bonds' final season, Bruce Bochy's first season, and he dubs him the franchise.
You get one team.
One of those three.
One team.
I don't know.
1 and 3.
So
one team.
Loveman.
So you're Fit City.
Loveman.
You're Fit City.
I am. I'm Steiny.
Oh, my gosh. One
of
team.
Those three that
in the Bay Area, not just one Giants team, one team.
Which one is the most fascinating?
You got to leave a lot on the board.
I'm an executive producer pitching my idea right now to you. You have to pick of the three.
So I have to pick the team that you want to see?
Which one did I lay out the best case for?
No, I see what you're getting at here. Honestly, like I like where you're going with that, with like the 2010 or the 02 and the 07 teams, but the way you pitched that 92 to 93, you sold that well. I would be kind of curious to see what that stretch of history is like for the Giants.
I agree.
Because it's not so much about the games, but there is a lot of interesting stuff that went on behind the scenes for that team. So I would be very curious.
So think about this. If you go 92, 93, right? You got the end of Roger Craig. You traded away Kevin Mitchell. All right. Will Clark has his impending free agency multiple years away, and he kind of knows it's coming down the pike. They got 1 foot out the door.
Robbie Thompson, wasn't Robbie Thompson's last game at Dodger Stadium?
Well,
93?
Robbie Thompson got extended.
Yeah, he got to sit.
Yeah, right. And so, and then like the whole 1 foot out the door, St. Petersburg jerseys. Like the Giants are, the ownership group doesn't know what they want to do. And then you got McGowan and Larry Bear in the wings, and they're trying to buy the team and keep them here. Then you got the whole Barry Bonds. He could go to the Yankees. He wants to come home. Bang, we bring in Dusty Baker. I don't know. I really think that is a fascinating thing. And then that is the reason there is a wild card. That team is one of the main reasons why the wild card exists in Major League Baseball. You can't tell the story about baseball in the last 30 years without talking about the wild card, Dusty Baker, and Barry Bonds.
There you go. That sounds like a good documentary to me. What about you, Lovin? What about you?
So we're keeping it just Bay Area focus right now?
Yeah, Bay Area focus.
Bay Area
one documentary.
Right
if you
now.
want to open up to the nation.
I got 9 ones.
No, you get one doc. You get one doc. You took the Giants. You got one doc.
I'm not done.
No, you are done. You got the Giants.
I'm not
you gave
done.
us 3 Giants docs. You're done.
You will not put words in my mouth.
Love it.
I'm not a GM, even though I'd love to be one.
Exactly.
Just got cut off by BPA right there.
These guys just took 7 minutes to tell us about 3 different Giants documentaries.
I'm trying to spit it out every time I talk. You were BPA talk. So
I want to see the 2002 Miami Hurricane baseball doc.
Yeah, wow.
All right, whatever is in your mouth right now, just get it out right now, and then I'll give mine.
Clip that.
Whatever is in your mouth right now, get it out.
Yeah.
Pause.
I have a big mouth sometimes.
Seriously.
That's the girl on Stat Girl on It Is What It Is.
Give me the
That's
meat.
the creme de la creme right there. Big pause. What are we doing around here? Love
All
it.
right,
Spit
the
it
Bay
out,
Area
please.
team that I would like to see an in-depth behind-the-scene doc on. Honestly, let's go behind the scenes of the We Believe Warriors run. Starting from the trade for Steven Jackson, Al Harrington.
Completely disagree.
All the way up to...
It's his doc. Wow.
If you're going to go Warriors, I would much rather see
It's
the
his
punch,
doc.
the choke.
It's
I
his
didn't realize this was a right or wrong answer.
It's
you're wrong.
It's documentary.
You're wrong.
Oh, my God.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I love
Oh, my
you.
God, what a disaster.
This was a fun segment, and now
okay,
it's
you
like...
want to see We Believe when we've already rehashed that
We
for 30
asked
years?
Lubman what doc he would
I
want.
want to see
It's
the
Lubman's
Sprewell
doc.
choke.
It's not
I want
you.
to see a young
It's
Steinmetz.
Lubman.
I want to see Weber
It's
and Don
Lubman.
Nelson. I
It's
want
not
to see the
Shasky.
Gugliotta.
Give
I
me the
kind of
meat.
want to see it behind the scenes of Shasky now, because, like,
Oh, my God.
this is just nuts.
Oh, my God.
You don't want to see the Carlissimo?
This is
Sprewell?
Lubman's documentary, what he wanted to see in the Bay Area sports. That's his deal. If
That
he
was
wants-
the first good Warrior team of my lifetime, Shasky. You need to understand. I was in 8th grade at the time. My entire life was garbage basketball. The best basketball player I had ever seen in my lifetime as in a Warriors uniform was Muggsy Bogues up until that point.
That's not
No,
accurate.
like,
That's not accurate.
You're listening to 95.7.
Oh, wow, they did the legal
The
for us?
legal's trying to cut you
You're
off.
listening to 95.7 The Game, KTNC FM and AC1 San Francisco. I think I talked for like 30 seconds a segment. And Odyssey Sports Station on its live on the free Odyssey app.
So that was
Don't forget. I'm
sorry.
Guys, come on. Don't forget, all guests on 95.7 The Game appear on the River Islands guest line. Oh, is it the time for you to discover the islands? Maybe I want to discover it right now. Can I get out there to Lake Throat right now, River Islands? Can somebody get me out there? All right. Continue. Love it.
So that was the first good Warrior team of my lifetime. The first time in my time on this planet we call Earth where the Warriors were actually fun. That We Believe team really ignited the fan base here in the Bay Area. So yeah, I would like to see an in-depth behind-the-scenes look of that team. Bonte, I'm curious though, what Bay Area team would you like to see a doc on? Keep in mind, there is a right answer to this, so let's hope you get it.
You know what? We'll bend the rules. You can do one doc from each team. Fine. We'll do one doc from each team. Whatever team you want to do, you started off with the Warriors. You just started off with the Giants. I'll go 49ers, and I'll go 2014 49ers.
Ooh, it's a good
I want to know what
Oh,
went.
that's a good one?
Mute his mic.
I I want to go behind. I want to go behind the scenes. Just the 49ers. We're going to do one for each sport now. We're going to do one for each sport because obviously we can't stick to one. One for each team. Harbaugh here, Ohio became a disaster when they went 8-8 and he was on the way out with Trip Baalke and company. That's what I want to see. That documentary right there. Am I wrong or am I right?
No, it's a good one.
All right.
Would you start with the Jed Harbaugh hug?
I would start
and then
with
go backwards.
I would start with the rumors about Harbaugh getting traded to Cleveland.
Ooh, the toxic locker room.
The toxic locker
Jay Glazer
room.
report.
Let's get him out there. Let's
Alex
get him out of
Boone
there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you got Jimmy Ward getting cooked on Sunday Night Football in the first ever regular season games at Levi Stadium.
Oh my God.
So I'm going with that one.
So I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about maximum funny for some reason when it comes to the Niners. What if I said the 2021 Jimmy G year?
That would be interesting.
Because Debo was out of this world. You had the Trey Lance thing. You had Jimmy Garoppolo. Shanahan. He could be on the hot seat.
You know what? We'd make that documentary. Why do you
say that?
2021? Because we went up the field in third day of training camp saying Trey Lance is the next best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
We would be on that documentary. The hype would be real.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I like 2014 Niners, though. That's a really good one. I like that a lot.
All right.
No, I like that a lot.
You're Niner documentary.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
2021?
I don't know. 2019 was so much fun just because it kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And
did you feel like that with 2011 though, with Frank Gore Company, Patrick Willis, Harbaugh's first year?
Probably.
That was magical.
Equally unsurprised, or I'm surprised on equally with both of those teams. But I'm watching this Devontae Adams situation in Oakland, with the Vegas Raiders, and it's the underlying things Jimmy G was so bad, and all I keep thinking about is
medicine balls. Oh my God!
All I keep thinking about is that guy we all thought was elite. That guy?
Nobody thought Jimmy was elite.
Well, people did.
Nobody thought he was elite. I don't think anybody
argued with me a lot about it.
But I didn't say he was elite. I never said that. I said he was a good quality quarterback.
Some people that covered the team for a certain
don't put words in my damn mouth. I never said Jimmy G was elite. I thought he was solid. He was solid. He helped them win a lot of games.
All right.
Jimmy was solid.
Whatever. We're retconning a little.
So I'm not going to say that. I didn't say he was elite, though.
All right. Well, I don't. Okay, elite might be strong, but we all thought he was really good. Watching that doc of the Raiders. Now, the Raiders have their own issues. Don't get me wrong. But I'm dude, I want to see Shanahan behind the scenes talking about the game film with Jimmy G and the rest of the superstars, the playmakers. Because I'm watching Brock Purdy in this receiver doc, and clearly Debo and Kittle, these guys love him. I mean, they love him.
I said it on the Pippin podcast. He was like, "Oh, I rock with Brock Purdy."
And then when I watch Jaden Daniels, on the whiteboard with the New York Giants head coach Brian Daboll, I'm saying to myself I think a lot of us who cover the game really don't understand it on an X's and O's level the way they do. Yep. And so, watching that guy at the whiteboard, I want to see more coaches talking to the players, breaking down the actual game film so we can get more glimpses. We're never going to understand it on the level that they do. But seeing that's wow, dude, it's such a mental game.
And you know what? I came away I wasn't as impressed with Jalen Daniels. Now, it's a meaty group, but I just didn't it was a little too quiet for me anyway, behind the scenes with the New York Jets. Anyway, that's a good doc. I see some good ones here. I'm going to read a couple.
Give them to me.
Here on the Xfinity Mobile text line. 925. Add the 89 Niners to that in the last year for Bill Walsh. Alongside the 99ers, missed a chance to three-peat. Last dance for Montana Lott, Craig generation. That's a good one. 510, a doc how half of Niner fans are now. All right, I'm not gonna finish that. That's just stupid. Learn how to spell, dude. 925 1989 Bart series documentary.
That's a good one. We kind of got
series.
that on the ESPN. Yeah. It was only an hour, but was it the day that the series stopped or something?
The Spreewell 30 for 30 is long overdue.
That's the one I've been talking about. The PJ Carlissimo with Steiny walking in late and seeing the whole issue. I want to see that.
What's with your neck? What's up with that? I heard about that whole day. Apparently, Spreewell, after choking PJ, walked by Al Addle's office. Al Addle's
the destroyer?
In the office, destroyer. And Al was like, "Hey, Spree, how you going?" Spree was like, "Oh, man, everything's good, man. How you doing?" This is exactly
there was nothing wrong. See, give me that.
I've heard so many behind-the-scenes stories.
Love the confidence.
It's unreal.
Dude, apparently him and Jerome Kersey almost got into a fight, and Spreewell said, no, true story. Spreewell was like, I'm going to go get my gat. Because Freewell was always packing some heat in his car. And so Rick Ademan was coach. Bully told me this. Rick Ademan looked at Bully and goes, "You think he's serious?"
I'm like, hell yeah, he's serious.
yeah, you might want to cancel practice. And Adam is like, practice over, everybody, practice over.
That's kind of not funny.
It's not funny, but funny.
See, like, to me, I want to know about the Sprewell, Don Nelson, Sprewell, Carlissimo, and then Weber, Don Nelson. Like, I'm not poo-pooing the We Believe. I just feel like that has been plowed a lot because of the what is it? All in the Smoke.
All the Smoke. Yeah, like, but they're gonna come out with a movie.
I've seen a lot of Baron Davis talk.
Listen, we want to see the documentary. Which iteration of Dynasty do you want to see a doc on? The Kevin Durant years? 2 years ago when training camp started off with a bang.
We all want to see that.
It's not even close. It's 2022, 2023.
Exactly.
It's like really not even close.
Sure, because
the summer
David
of Clay, the summer of Poole, summer of Draymond. Yeah, we want to see
David
that.
West
Wiggins
said,
missing 3 months.
Well, remember David West said, you have no idea what we went through as a team. And then a report came out that they all had, or there was a meningitis breakout or something like that. When people think that it was something else. I don't know. Let's go to Kels in North Carolina. Kels, what's happening? You're on the roast.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, Kels?
Not much. All right, so I need a 30 for 30 doc on the 49ers, first of all. The era between Singletary's last year and all the way up to when Kyle gets on board.
Wow.
I need to see what these arguments were about between Singletary and Troy Smith, Alex Smith, the Vernon Davis situation. Then, of course, we got to answer all the Kyle Williams questions. Then Cap taking over for Alex, the Super Bowl with the lights going. There's so much going on during that time period. And then obviously the beef between Cap and Alden Smith, all that stuff never got answered. And then all the arrests and stuff that happened, it'd be beautiful. There's so much to cover in that era. I think that would be the perfect 30 for 30. And then we'd end on a good note with, the future looking bright with Kyle, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, I mean,
that's a good one. That's a good one, Kels.
The Kyle, it's been wildly successful, but it's also been hit with a lot of turmoil.
Possibly.
I mean,
what type of turmoil?
Just the quarterback stuff.
It's
been fascinating.
Yeah, it has been not? It has been fascinating.
It's been fascinating. And look, this
Shanahan's undoing.
With Brandon Ayuk, I mean, look, seeing Shanahan in the receiver doc, so calm and chill. And it is an interesting perspective. I kind of want more of him. And then they go to Purdy a lot sitting there. All I kept thinking watching it was like, wonder what Brandon Ayuk thinks about all this now. Not like in real time when it was being filmed. How is he feeling now? Because we know he really likes his name being in the news. He admitted that. And he's seen all these Niners, and he's not a part of it. I just wonder.
Well, to Kels's point, I think, and not just the Niners here, I would do a whole doc on that whole quarterback class of Trey Lance. I think that whole thing would be fascinating. How these guys thought of these players. Only Trevor Lawrence is the one that got paid out of that. Yeah. Only one remaining with his current team. And even then, but again, like, he's shown flashes. He's won a playoff game. Like, he's done something here.
Zach Wilson with Sean Payton in Denver. Oh, is he starting out there? Is he going to start?
They drafted Bo Nix.
Yeah, they got Bo Nix.
They're going to start Bo Nix?
Probably.
I mean,
oh my God.
Bo Nix, man.
I mean, they're not a contender. You might as well start them, right? Like, that's the thing.
I mean,
that whole division.
Got a family of six, probably. Been in college so darn long.
There you go. He's not a doctor either. It's pretty crazy when you're in college for 6 years and not a doctor. But I'm just saying, you go back to that draft, like, do we really think there's part of me that still thinks that Kyle really wanted Mac Jones? I don't care what any of you say. I think he wanted Mac Jones.
But when I'm watching Hard Knocks with the New York Giants, I'm watching Dayball go through all of these different questions, and I'm sure every coach is different.
He wants to recall from the quarterback.
The way they were speed dating. Now, that COVID year, you couldn't even do those interviews, I believe. And so I just wonder when Kyle gets, let's say Purdy or whatever, in front of the whiteboard, I was told from people that, I don't know, that they know, that Kyle was in love with the way Trey Lance thought about the game. That doesn't mean that Purdy doesn't think at a higher level now since or whatever, but that was one of the things that they were really enamored with him, was that they thought he was really intelligent. And I'm watching how Dayball's going through these checklists, and I'm saying, dude, like, I know the average football fan knows that quarterbacking is very difficult. It is, like, so complex, depending on the terminology and all the play calls. And he even said it, like, what was it, McCarthy, J.J. McCarthy. Yeah, Harbaugh likes the really long play calls. Yeah, no wonder. That's why we get delay of games every single time with Harbaugh.
This is a good one. 650 Xfinity Mobile Text Line. Documentary on how Laker bought the Warriors when we all wanted Larry Ellison's deep pockets. That's a good one right there. 30 for 30 on the 2016-2018-ish Raiders. versus 95-7 the game. Those Raiders teams were very interesting, and a lot was going on.
Pretty good.
Including Donald Pitt jumping out the car in the parking lot. Almost sucked
Oh
that
my
thing.
God.
Let's go 21 mil. Come on, 21 mil.
Oh, that's when I first came to 95-7.
The offensive line not blocking for Derek
Yeah,
Carr
the
because they're
national
out on him.
anthem thing.
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
That was the end of that
They
Raiders
got their
team.
asses kicked against Kirk Cousins.
Because the week before, they blew out the New York Jets, and I remember during the football hour, Papa going, I didn't think this thing could come together so damn fast. I think they could win the whole damn thing. And I was like, and you hear me in the clip go, wow. Like, I don't know.
Marshawn had like a huge run in that game. Man.
No,
He was
they had
party
the
dancing.
The good run with Jalen Richard.
Yeah.
That was the last good moment of Oakland Raiders football.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. 888-957-9570.
That week one win against the Broncos, and everyone chanted F-A-B Antonio Brown. That was fun.
Well, all
was
right,
it.
there you go.
With his
888-957-9570 is the phone number.
The shaped helmet.
If you had an opportunity to create a documentary on any Bay Area sports team you wanted, what team would that be? Pick a team from each sport if you want. Sharks calls? What about the Sharkies? What about the Sharkies with Macklin Celebrini?
That's going to be this year, baby.
888-957